all Viking archery you've ever seen is wrong. This is real Viking archery, based on historical sources and science, and it's easy to recognize on the low draw. Together with Viking historian and archer Kim Jarder and physics professor Knud Erik Meyer, we can actually prove how the Viking did archery, and it fit the historical sources. And surprisingly, this old method may be a technical better way to do archery than the modern one.
My name is Kim Jarder, and I'm pleased to announce that our article about how the Vikings really shot with a bow and arrow now is out in historical magazine Skalk. Today reenactors hold the arrow high on the left side of the bow. But in every known image from the period, Viking held it low and were visible on the right side. Today, people draw the string with 3 fingers. But in every image where the thumb is visible, it's shown pressing against the arrow in a pinch grip.
My name is Knud Erik Meyer. I'm working at the Technical University of Denmark. We invited 12 students and we instructed them do the 2 different grips, pinch grip and the free finger grip. If you look at the old findings, at the end of the arrow, this is called a nock, and some of them made very carefully in bronze with a design of a conical shape and grooves on it. This must have been very expensive to make. And our question is, does this have a function or is it just decoration? Another simpler design is simply just to carve the nock out of the wood. We did not tell the students what we were testing, but asked them to make a draw on the bow with the 2 different techniques and a number of arrow designs. So using pinch grip that we see on illustrations from Viking Age, the students were on average able to draw with about 40% more force using the archaeological nock. When you use the free finger grips, there were no difference. So the results of these experiments support the pictures we get from the old drawings of archery. We also asked 3 experienced archers to do some shots, both with the modern free finger grip high draw and with the historical pinch grip low draw. And here we saw a significant difference when we did high-speed filming of the arrows in flight. With the free finger grip, you see there's a misalignment between the direction of arrow and the flight direction, and it's also oscillating a bit more. The reason for this is that when you release with the free finger grip, you make a sidewards force to the arrow. You have much better control with the pinch grip that gives a very smooth release of the arrow. So it's a much more precise shot you can make.
I can only do this shot with the pinch grip because the arrow flies totally straight. It is impossible for me to do with the 3-finger grip because the arrows go from side to side. With the pinch grip you can even shoot an arrow with no nock at all, but if you try to do it with 3-finger grip, the string falls off instantly because of the side forces.
Using 3 fingers, there are definitely room for improvement using a different fingering technique.
A consequence of this is that you can, with the pinch grip, shoot with a much large variety of arrows. When you shoot with the 3-finger grip, you need a very optimized arrow to have good shots. In an old fighting situation, you would be able to use the pinch grip and just pick up arrows that was lying on the ground and shoot.
To show how good the Viking method actually is, I have reconstructed 2 stories from the saga. One is to hit a knot on the brother's head, and second, hit an incoming arrow. Almost all historical pictures show Vikings shooting while running, and this is also described in historical texts. The Badiou chapter showed 27 archers all running in a battle, with the arrow held low to the right. The arrow is shown behind 2 stretched fingers, and you can't see the thumb, so before we start testing, we believe it was a 2-finger grip. But it doesn't fit the historical nock, and in motion, it's really bad. So it's much more likely it is a pinch grip variation since it matches the historical nock and is superior in motion. The arrow stays rock steady on the bow. We know archery in motion from other cultures like the Mongols, but Viking archery was something special, shooting while running, just like special forces are doing today.
Gradually, after the Viking Age, archery began to change. As armor got heavier, archers started using the 3-finger grip with the arrow held higher. So that meant that they could draw further back and use more power, but at the cost of mobility. Eventually, this evolved into the modern style of archery, with the round, colored targets that everybody knows today. But the Vikings themselves, they never knew about this type of shooting. It wouldn't appear until many centuries later.
Anybody know that the Viking did not fight knights with sword and other weapon, and their archery were actually the same. Fast, aggressive, and on the run. And it was perfect for the small ship crews. And this Viking method is actually really easy to learn because it feels natural to do. But you can never know about history. The many other things we have investigated point in the same direction. The Vikings have their own unique, powerful style of running archery. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.